Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore. Tonight of Season 3 we are heading to Round 7. We're heading to Monaco. Love this place. So here we are then, ready for Monaco. It's a beautiful place. Not necessarily the the greatest for racing. This place, very tight walls, very narrow track. It's very tight and twisty. But in terms of a driving challenge for our car, I think it's not too bad actually. You can see there's a bit of a mixture of everything. There's obviously some low speed, as you would expect. There's still a couple of medium speed corners in there. There's some high speed as well. It's got a little bit of everything, this place, in some respects. And I think our car might do okay here. Let's have a look. I mean, you can see our downforce levels aren't too bad. We're 9th, and 11th. The real issue for us is going to be the dirty air tolerance. We do have pretty poor dirty air tolerance, 17th on the grid. So that's going to make it tricky and difficult to follow, which you kind of need if you want to have any chance of being able to mount an overtake. We've got good acceleration and good DRS. That will help us when we try and make our attacks on the start-finish straight. That is by far the best opportunity to make the overtakes. That or getting side by side into turn 1 into Sandbot and then pushing up the hill and getting the move done as we head into Casino. Those are the two best places really to make the overtake. It is possible to overtake elsewhere on the track, but you need a massively powerful car against your opponent to just push your way through in some places. So we'll see how we do. How you doing, Marcel? I fell asleep. Let's get some targets set for tonight. One car into Q3 I think is achievable, but probably not two. So let's just go 2 in the top 12. Both cars into Q2. Finish position 1 in the top 8. I'd like to achieve 2 in the top 10 if we can, but you know, we'll be a bit realistic on that. I'm going to try for the fastest lap tonight. Quali position streak 2 in the top 10 for 2 races. That will be a trickier one to do, but if we can get it, it's worth, as you can see, 680 grand. And then our finish position streak 2 in the top 15 with 3 races down, 2 to go. So we need to achieve that here tonight at Monaco and then tomorrow at Barca. Let's see how we do with that. And I think, let me just quickly check our cars. Are they built the same? Mark 2s, Mark 2s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s. Yes, they are. Good stuff. All right, let's head to Monaco.
Welcome along to one of the biggest weekends in motorsport, here in Monaco. F1 descends on Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix, a glittering show on the Riviera and a crown for whoever can emerge victorious here. Space may be tight and overtakes few and far between, but that won't stop the drivers battling until the end on this iconic street circuit. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Saint Devote, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. Now, Alpha Tauri hasn't been doing so hot. Is it bad luck or is it bad direction? The board will be keeping a close eye on the team principal this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen,
Jesus, Crofty,
is
that's
Formula
becoming a
One.
regular question now. I'm getting a little annoyed by that. Right then, so strategies for, well, let's say strategies, practice setups. We need 21 laps for a run in the first session. We are going to be running the hard tyres in this session. There we go. Let's swap out those better parts for our more worn parts. Oh, I do have one new chassis available. I'm going to give that to Oscar tonight, I think, the new chassis. No underfloors yet. I'm just check everything else now. Yeah, I might run the new chassis on Oscar tonight. Of course, if he scuffs it, then that's not ideal. And with that, we need to put the setups on. So, starting with Schumacher, go for a nice, simple, straightforward setup. Go 10 and 16, 8-2. A 3.4 and a 0.9. For Oscar. Let's go 9.5, 16, 9.1, 3.2, and a 0.3. There we go.
Radio check.
Check loud and clear as well.
Radio check.
Yep. Radio check.
Yep, copy same.
Watch those curves.
Copy.
So use the free air.
Copy.
Yeah, sometimes when you've got the setup book in front of you and you're looking at the setups, you get a bit confused as to which one to go for. Sometimes they're, they all kind of bleed into themselves, but, let's see if we can pick, the two winning setups again, like we did last night. That was really special for a moment where we got 100% on both cars in the first attempt. Not very often we get to do that, but everything else kind of went to shit after that, so maybe it's better we don't nail it straight away tonight. We'll see. Oscar is about a tenth quicker, which you would expect with the with the new chassis on, but it's very tricky to actually say for sure, given wear rates and stuff, what the actual time difference is, and of course the difference in drivers as well. Evening Fabrice, evening Baron. Alright, setup feedback incoming. 89% starting setup for Mick, 94 for Oscar. That's not too bad, gives us a good starting place to work from.
Your comments?
As always, we'll let them finish their run before we make some adjustments. You ever do that thing whenever you glance at a word very quickly and just you completely misread it and you see something else? I just saw Baron say "good evening kneecaps" as opposed to Kristaps, so that might be a new nickname for Kristaps there. Right then, let's have a look on the 8.2s. Need to find quite a bit actually. I think that's probably going to be a 9.1. That's not going to work. Maybe it is an 8.2 after all. Let me have a look at my 8.2s. That's a little bit too much that I have to find there. I don't really have that many 8.2 setups. I have got 10, 16, 8.2, 3.35 and a 0.65. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that might be it. Let's give that one a run. Much less to find on this one. We just need to find 6%, so that is probably just going to be a case of tweaking our toe enough to force that change. Let's have a look. Let's go with 9.5, 16, 9, 1, 3, 2 and 0.05. Baron says, I hope it'll be a good point scoring race. Yeah, I hope so too. I don't know if it will be. I mean, our car is reasonably well balanced here. It's just not special here. Not like Baku, where we had a car that was very special for Baku. Here, it's well rounded, but it doesn't shine in any one particular area. Yeah, average speed, average acceleration, average downforce. I do think we might need to go with the aggressive 2-stop tonight rather than the safe 1-stop. How our dirty air is, we're going to need to have, I think, a significant advantage to get good overtaking done, which means we're going to need to undercut and go onto fresh rubber with a lot more grip, I think. So I might go soft, soft, medium. I might go soft, medium, soft. But we're definitely going to start on the softs. And yeah, we'll see where we qualify.
Something seems wrong.
Yeah, we're checking. How does it feel?
All right, 96%. We gained 2% with Oscar, but that will just close the picture up a little bit, make it easier to identify where we need to go with that setup now. Let's see what we did with Mick. 93%, so we have improved there as well. Still a little bit of work to do. But as I say, the picture becomes clearer.
Copy that.
See exactly what tweaks we need to make. It is a 9-1. I was right. Should have stuck with that gut feeling. Which means that might do it. And yeah, we went just too far over here. So that needs to go to about there. That's going to break the cornering again. So we're going to need to pull the cornering that way, which means I'm probably going to need to... I might need to correct the front wing as well. I think that's probably a bit too much. So let me try doing that instead. And hopefully that will be it. So then, session 2. Let's go with 30 laps of fuel. And send them out.
That's a green light.
Let me just investigate our powertrain situation, because Oscar's been actually slower pretty much all weekend here so far. And I'm wondering if I put the chassis on the wrong car. I might have done. ERS is the same, gearbox is slightly worse, engine is slightly worse on Mick's car. But Mick is actually slightly quicker than Oscar tonight. Or at least he is on the peak laps. Let's keep an eye on this. As soon as I start second guessing myself, it looks like Oscar's going quicker. Oscar's in some clean air. Schumacher is not quite clean air. Let's have a look. 97%, so close. We'll get it.
Copy that.
What about Oscar? 99%, so I just need to move that toe one click and then that's done. Yeah, I think our best chance might be... Actually, well, no, this is the thing now. Do I just trust that Schumacher's pace will be enough and that Oscar needs that little bit of extra help here tonight? Decisions. Do I bet it all on Schumacher, or do I try and make sure that both my drivers are similarly paced? And all of a sudden that's a mighty lap from Oscar. It's almost like they're driving quicker when they've got another car pressuring them. Because all of a sudden, Piastri is in the 112s consistently. It's odd. It's very odd. Alright, practice 2 is done for us, so we just need to wait now. We'll be running for probably around 25 to 26 laps or so in the last session. Evening, Georgia. Which level are Piastri and Mick? In terms of, well, skill numbers, there you can see their overall ratings are pretty close. Obviously, they have different strengths and weaknesses compared to each other. Unfortunately, I can't pull those up until after the Grand Prix. To actually check and make those little tweaks, didn't I? So I need to adjust the cornering. Cornering was there before, I think. There we go. Let's try that. That's still out with the traction, so it's not that. So that's my 97, so maybe I've got to go that way. Let's try that in the next session. And for Oscar, there we go, fixed. Right, soft tyres. Let's go with, play it safe, 28 laps of fuel. There we go.
A bit less curb.
Yeah.
Well, it seems pretty clear Mick is the quicker driver tonight. But I am going to leave the new chassis on Oscar. Try and balance the gap between them a little bit more. If Mick is going to be punching the air, punching the hole in the air tonight, then Oscar's going to need that slightly improved engine cooling. Because he's going to be running in the dirty air, trying to keep up.
What do you think?
That is nailed for Oscar now, just waiting on Mick, and nailed for Mick. There we go.
Any comments on balance?
Yeah, that was great. Really good.
Took a little longer than I'd
Well done,
liked
mate.
to get there, but we got there. And that will be them to 100%. Excellent stuff. Well, not for Oscar in terms of overall confidence because car park knowledge, but it'll be pretty strong. Once again, Joe looking pretty quick. Let's see what the actual overall times look like. There we go. Oof. Yeah, Joe's on fire at the moment. Just missed out on a podium at Imola. Is he going to try and go one better tonight here at Monaco? Snowder's up there as well. And Magnussen up in 8th place. Again, we can't read too much into practice times, but you know, looking at the tyres that our people are running on, yeah, definitely some quick cars. We're going to take a little inspection of the rest of the grid after this session. Do some digging into powertrain components, etc. No one's wrecked in practice tonight, so there won't be any surprise changes, I don't think. Oh, hello. We get a yellow flag right at the end. Did someone wreck? Don't know. Doesn't show. Let's take a look at data view. Yeah, that happened as the session had finished, that yellow flag. So, let's have a look. Strong car for Russell. Very strong car for Perez. Brand new engine and gearbox tonight. Yuki running almost new components. Norris not so much. Old engine, old ERS. That's going to hurt him. Max still running an old engine but has put a new gearbox in. Similar story for Leclerc, brand new gearbox. Sainz, that gearbox starting to look a little ropey. Hamilton running an old engine but a new gearbox. Newish parts for Ocon. Gasly again, new gearbox. Albon running old everything. Joe looking very nice there in terms of part duration. Same for Magnussen. Porsche not looking too bad, but his gearbox is going to start to break in the race, so that'll help. Bottas, brand new gearbox, again older engine. Similar story for Giovinazzi, I think changed his gearbox yesterday. Stroll, new gearbox. Alonso's gearbox may go during the Grand Prix itself. So yeah, interesting little mix of parts there. Still, some people are still using that first engine. So we could be in for a rude awakening when people do finally switch off that onto a brand new engine. And that will probably happen at Barcelona. All right, let's qualify.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Qualifying means everything around Monaco, with little chance of overtaking in the race. Getting as far up the grid as possible and keeping the car intact is every driver's goal on this unforgiving circuit.
If we could just talk about Mick Schumacher for a second. Given his recent form, how's he going to be going into this session?
Neither of the team's drivers have brought home many points so far, so they'll be looking to change that as soon as possible to prove their worth on track.
So here we are.
My drivers have brought home
ready
many
to
points.
resume.
We're fourth in the constructors with both drivers in the top 10. Definitely cruising for a bruising. Alright, we're going to swap out the ERS tonight. There we go. And let's see. I'm going to start my first run on mediums. Yeah, we're just looking to get a baseline of confidence. So I'm going to try and do the first two runs on medium tyres, and then we'll switch to softs. See if we can maybe get a nice little impetus and save some of that rubber going into the next sessions.
Green, right.
This is something I wanted to try out last night, but obviously with an ATA weekend we couldn't. So we'll try it tonight instead, see if it works.
As best we can. Copy. So we need to be working on the tyres.
Yep.
Sure, though, we are definitely going to have to switch to softs. I don't think that the mediums will be quick enough to get us through just on medium pace alone. Especially seeing as how close the grid has become this year.
Clear track ahead. Let's go for it.
And it's only getting closer as the season progresses.
Go now.
In Victor. Alright, what's our opening time's going to be?
Let's follow it down.
1090.
Let's finish this lap and then we'll box, please. Finish this lap
And
and
a
then box.
109.2.
So delta negative. And we need to cool the PU on this in lap.
Copy.
Ocon splits our drivers, but Zhou goes massively faster than us. Again, not overly surprising. First run and on mediums as well. I'm going to do one more run on these tyres and then we'll make the switch to softs. Max on his flying lap.
Good entry.
Pit limiter on. Stop on the box, wait for 2 seconds out, switch off.
What time does Verstappen set? Pretty quick. 108.3.
let's get those brake tanks warmed up.
So just focus on the tyre temps then.
Copy.
Right, one of the Astons is on a lap. It's Alonso. And he goes third, half a second slower. A couple of tenths quicker than us.
No risk of traffic at the moment. So let's go recharge off and push next lap.
Yeah, bunching.
Right, we should get a nice clean lap here. No traffic's going to get in the way that I can tell. Cars in front of us are on flying laps as well, for the most of the part. We get out just in front of Stroll there, that was important. No improvement in the first for Mick or Oscar. That's a little bit of a surprise. Right, middle split coming up for Mick. Still no improvement. Or Oscar as well, so we definitely need to switch tyres now. We will get a little extra bit of confidence for completing a flying run. There we go. We've set ourselves a nice little baseline to improve on.
Currently P7. Excellent lap.
Still a lot of cars yet to set a time though.
Copy.
So we will tumble down the order until we get those softs on. Right, who is on a flying lap right now? Let's have a look. Charles Leclerc, just starting. Albon a little bit further round. Magnussen goes 7th. And he's only 7,000 faster than Oscar. Here comes Stroll. He might get in his way a little bit here at the end of the lap.
Company penetration.
Not quite.
Pillars on. Okay, mate, so let's stop on the marks, wait for a couple of seconds and switch off.
More cars piling out. Stroll goes 9th. Not a great lap. Albon way down in 13th at the moment. We know he's running old parts on his car. I thought Yuki would do a little bit better. Maybe he just got traffic. That's a strong lap from Leclerc. 1/10 slower than Max. And don't forget,
so
the Red Bulls are running older
tyre
parts.
prep now.
So they really do have performance, unfortunately.
Watch your mirrors for sights. It's all about your outlap now.
Right, George Russell is right in front of Oscar. No, it's not George Russell. Is that Giovinazzi or is that Bottas? Whoever it is, we need to get past them. It's Bottas. Because we will be held up.
to take advantage, just clear air in front, let's go.
As we recharge off before the last corner.
Pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Use everything.
Yeah.
All right then, let's see what we can do on softs. I hope that's Russell in front of us, but I get the feeling it's Perez. And Joe. So we're going to catch Perez, probably going to catch Joe as well, just a question of where we catch him. Right, no issue for Schumacher. Not going to catch Joe now. Oscar is. No improvement in the middle. There is the Ferrari. Ferrari will be on its flying lap now, so we're going to be okay. We're not going to get held up.
P5 at the moment.
P5 is good enough.
Okay,
That
so normal
isn't.
lap procedures from here, please.
I don't think.
Back off now.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Yep, copy.
May need to run Oscar again. I don't know. I think he might be safe. Mick is definitely safe. Like it could well be Mick for our chance for a good result tonight, and Oscar in the support role.
Oscar pit lane.
This track just seems to suit Schumacher a little bit better than Oscar tonight. Let's get him prepped just in case we need to send him back out. About 4/10 safe at the moment, but those 4/10 can evaporate quickly. I'm looking at the cars that are below. I'm expecting an improvement from Yuki. I'm expecting an improvement from Stroll. Everyone else is about where I expect them, I think. This might be a very late call to send a driver out. We can go out with about 2 minutes on the clock, so we've got 2 minutes. To make a decision. Hopefully there's enough time to see what Tsunoda does. Now you see, Tsunoda's running new parts tonight, and I expected him to be quicker. It's a whole a load of cars starting to pour out. Well, that might have just killed Yuki a little bit in the first sector. And I'm going to take the gamble. I'm going to stay in the pits. I'm going to try and save the rubber. This is a very risky thing to do, but I don't think there's enough pace in the cars behind us to knock us out. And look how busy the track is as well. Even just getting a clean run now is going to be really, really tricky. Improvement. That's more what I was expecting to see. So yeah, playing with fire a little bit here. Hamilton starting his flying lap. Hamilton has not improved. He's completed his flying lap. He is still slower than Sainz, so that's one less car to worry about. Giovinazzi's not going to knock us out, I don't think. Stroll might push us down a place. Oh, wow, Norris improved. That I didn't expect. Stroll is slower. That is nice. Look how crowded it is at the end of the lap here. Bottas and Porsche are out, so it's 1, 2, 3 cars. It's not enough. We can't get knocked out. We're safe. Oh, and Sainz is going to catch traffic at the worst possible place as well. Sainz is safe, but Hamilton and Magnussen potentially at risk. Depends on Giovinazzi and Albon. Giovinazzi doesn't improve, so Hamilton is safe. What about Magnussen? Albon's car is not in good shape. And he doesn't improve. So we took a big gamble on tyre strategy for
P12.
Q1 and it's paid off.
Okay, good job.
Did get a little bit squeaky bum time towards the end there. Yeah, we're going to do our first lap on these tyres just to get a base confidence boost, and then we'll switch straight to softs after one run.
Should be green now.
Ah, damn it, Zhou got out in front of me. That means I'm not going to set the fastest times, which means not going to gain as much confidence as I would like. Always like to try and be the first out of the pits.
It's all about your tyres and your brakes.
Because if you top the timings, you get, on your first lap, you get a nice big chunk of
Let's
confidence.
watch
It
around
can
that
put
warm-up.
you all the way up into peak. The downside to the strategy we're employing tonight with these medium tyres does mean that I will not have a new extra set of mediums. We'll only have one set in the race. But we will still have the hard tyres. As well as, hopefully, maybe 3 sets of softs. Certainly 2 sets. I would like to think we'll have 3 sets.
You've got a good gap ahead. Good to go.
No traffic to be concerned about. So recharge.
No
off
traffic to be
before the
concerned
last
as a
corner.
Ferrari starts to leave the pits. Right, we got clear. This isn't a tactic we can use in Barcelona because we will need the extra mediums. The way that the tyres overheat there. Can't do this strategy there. So yeah, if Oscar was to go P1 with his time, he would go all the way up into peak confidence at the end of this lap, but not going to happen with Zhou crossing the line first on softs, which is going to be too quick. But it's still a good chunk of confidence now, all the way up to very
Delta,
high.
keep it negative. Cool
Same
the
for
car on the
Mick.
way in.
And again, it's a couple of tenths quicker.
Just follow the delta. So it'll be normal in-lap procedures, please.
Yeah, copy.
And I do think tyre temperatures might be an issue for both of our cars here. So I'm going to put them on a 2-lap run on the softs. Snowden goes up to P3. Perez has set the quickest time so far. Hamilton and Sainz are ahead of us. Again, expected. We're running scrubbed mediums here. Everyone else is on softs.
Fast couple then.
And we've got a Red Bull heading out. That's Verstappen with Ocon right behind him. This will give us time for one single flying lap at the end of the session, I think.
Again, let's concentrate on those
Maybe
tyres and
another
brakes.
2-lap run, but I don't know if the tyres will hold up for another 2-lap run. There's a rumbling. Something to eat after this.
So track is clear.
Right, here we go
So you're
then.
good to push when
Flying
you're
lap attempt. We've got a Red Bull coming out of the garage. That might
track
not
clear,
be an
track
issue
clear.
for Oscar, but it will. Actually, no, it might well be an issue for
let's go.
both drivers. As Leclerc gets into Sandwalk before we even get close. At least we won't be held up by Magnussen. Oh, this isn't good. This is a terrible place to catch him. Pull over, please. No, it's not going to. Ah, shit. We're going to be stuck behind him all the way through here until we get to the entrance of the tunnel. Disaster for Oscar. Lost a big chunk of time there. But we are on a 2-lap run, so should improve on his next lap. There's a very real risk we'll catch him on the same spot again on the next lap. Max goes up into second place. That's still quick considering the state of that Red Bull. So, Oscar held up enough to stay at the bottom. Mick jumps up to 6th place. Did a 108.8, half a second slower than Perez. It was a 109.3, another half a second slower still for Oscar. That's how much we got held up there by Charles Leclerc. We kind of return the favour a little bit.
nice big gap ahead. You're good to push.
Clear track ahead. Okay, let's go.
Is Oscar going to clear the Mercedes? No, he's not, but he should clear him up the hill. Once again, we're going to get stuck behind Leclerc at the worst possible place. And that might be a problem for Schumacher as well with the Mercedes. Alright, we're not quite as close this lap, so the hold-up won't be quite as bad as last time. We should get an improvement here. Not ideal for Schumacher, but again, not a massive hold-up. That could have been a lot worse. Need to see a big improvement here. And there we go, all the way up to 4th place. And Mick finds a very small improvement, but it's enough to get ahead of Russell. I think Oscar might be safe. Mick is going to have to run again.
P7. Brilliant lap, good job.
That's a very small margin.
Down a box, please.
And I don't know if we've got enough of a gap over the Astons. Russell's probably going to improve. Sainz might not. Norris probably won't. I just don't know about the Astons. Ocon's a little bit of a wild card. We took the gamble in Q1. We're not taking the gamble here in Q2. We are definitely sending Schumacher out again. But Oscar is safe. Which is excellent because it means we've got him through into Q3 on just one set of tyres. Effectively, one set of softs. It's not often we get the chance to really attack with brand new softs in Q3. Tonight with Oscar we can.
We'll have guys.
Question is, have I got enough rubber left on these tyres for one more flying lap with Mick? I think so. Oh, damn it. Too much fuel. Pressed the wrong button. So now I need to judge when to send him out. I'm going to go now. I think Ocon is on an in-lap now. Yes, he is. Both Red Bulls behind us are on flyers. Only going to be an issue with Max. It's not going to be an issue with Leclerc. So I think we punched a nice little window here to get a lap in. Mick is now starting his flying lap as well. Oh, we've judged that really, really perfectly in terms of traffic. Well, almost perfectly. Ah, no, yeah, perfect. We got out in front of Sainz. Hamilton improves up to just 0.574 behind, but he's still in 11th. He's not going through. Stroll is out. What about Alonso? Alonso on track. No improvement from Mick here. There's two cars behind us on flying laps. There's Alonso and Magnussen. Mick does not improve, so those tyres are done now.
Nice
oh, Norris is on a flying lap as well. Norris could be an issue. Games tip. If Norris improves, we're in real trouble because I think Alonso will probably get through just. Here comes Alonso. Alonso's out, so we're okay. We're safe. Magnussen's not going to get us, I don't think. I really hope he's not going to get us. Norris does bump us down a place. Magnussen surely can't find over a second here. he can't. He finds, well, he almost finds a second. Big improvement, but yeah, we are through. Both cars into the top 10. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. And the big shock is Alonso out in 15th, joined by Hamilton and Stroll and Ocon and Magnussen. I'm doing well, thank you for asking, gamers. How are you doing? One flying lap on these older softs, and then we'll do a 2-lap run on brand new softs at the end of the session.
Green light.
Evening, horrific. Where did Joe's pace come from? Williams have just put together a good car, Tyler, and he's on fresher components.
To work on the fronts.
Yeah.
Than some of the cars around him. He was looking like he was going to get a podium at Imola last night. Ended up in 4th place in the end.
Clear track ahead. Good to push next lap.
Clear ahead. Go now, go now, go now.
Alright, we're going to get a clean lap with both of our drivers here. No traffic in front. That's definitely important for our banker lap. So Schumacher should go top, well, will go top and should go into peak confidence off this one run. Then Oscar will probably displace him and also go into peak confidence. And there we go, all the way up to the middle of peak confidence there.
Let's follow the delta. We will box at the end of this lap.
Just a little lower there for Oscar. That'll degrade a little bit by the time we get back to the garage, but it'll be good enough to put us in a really strong place for our 2-lap run. Couple of tenths away from Charles Leclerc on scrubs. That's not too bad. Schumacher's tyre is absolutely dead. I'm not surprised he's quite a long way off.
Pit limiter on. We will stop you in front of the garage, so just watch for the mechanics.
Oscar pit lane.
Time from Sainz. Max goes quickest, and that's a big step forward. Max has got that new gearbox.
So let's just concentrate.
As does Charles Leclerc, but still an older engine.
Yeah, couple.
And the ERS might start to go during the race.
Good scrubbing.
Yeah, copy.
Both Ferraris starting their flying lap. Gone a little earlier than I would normally go on this two-lap run, but I wanted to make sure we got some clear air to really try and attack the circuit.
Let's go.
And we'll just have to play a waiting game at the end and hope we do enough. I'm expecting to see a nice big step forward in time for Schumacher. A decent step forward in pace for Oscar on this lap. Both are up in the first. Schumacher should find over a second on this run. Both up in the middle. And the drive to the line for Schumacher here. How much quicker can he go? Very quick. And Piastri as well. So we're 3/10 now on Mick. Sorry, Mick's 3/10 down on Max, and Oscar's a further 10th back. And Mick is tucked in right behind Leclerc here. That might be an issue. So we're going to take manual control with Mick, just to get him into some clear air.
keep your pace up.
Copy.
We'll leave Oscar to
Gap ahead is
his
good.
his own thing.
So you're good to push.
A little concerned about Tsunoda coming out the pits there. Not an issue for Mick, but might well be an issue for Oscar here. He's going to get pulled over. Oh, he's hold. Yeah, that was a big lift in the first sector there. Damn it. So, I don't think Oscar's going to improve. No improvement in the first sector for Mick. Evening F1 clips. Can we squeeze anything further out of the car? Not in the middle for Mick. Or Oscar. Like I said, I don't think Oscar's going to improve. Mick, maybe. Can he pull something special out on the end of the lap here? No. Okay, so that's it. That is as high as we can go. Now it's all down to how the rest of the grid's going to do.
Let's look after these tyres.
So, Norris on a flying lap. Of course, Norris actually holding up Oscar, but I don't think that's going to really have changed that much. In laps for Tsunoda, Leclerc and Sainz, so I don't think they're going to go again. Perez is on an out lap. Zhou now on a flying lap. So we're looking at Norris, we're looking at Zhou, we're looking at Perez. Those are the three drivers that are going to threaten or challenge us.
Good entry.
Pit limiter on. Okay, buddy, you'll be stopping in front of the garage.
That's a good pit lane.
I was really hoping we were going to hold Norris up there. Maybe we did a little bit, I don't know. Let's see, what does he do across the line? He goes up to 7th. He's still behind us. Excellent stuff. So, that's Perez. That's Zhou. These are the two drivers that can threaten us. Zhou really doesn't need to find that much to move ahead of Oscar. A little bit more to get ahead of Mick. Can he improve? He can, but he's slower than Mick. So we are starting third. We're starting on the second row, regardless. Perez is going to improve. He's ahead of Oscar. So Oscar drops down to 7th. Mick's going to start in 3rd. Happy days. Happy days indeed. And Russell is on an in lap. He has finished his flying lap. I don't know if he improved or not. No, he didn't. He was nearly 2/10 slower. Did go faster in the final sector. There we go. There is your top 10. Mick will start in 3rd, Oscar in 7th. I don't think there's any penalties on the grid either. Yeah, no penalties.
Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
Monaco can hand out unpredictable results, just like in 1982, when 4 race leaders hit trouble. Riccardo Patrese eventually claimed the win after managing to restart his stalled car by himself with a downhill bump start.
How do you think Oscar Piastri is feeling as we get nearer to race time?
I think it's really great to see them performing at this level, well above what we'd expected. They must be feeling good.
So as the drivers prepare to weave their way around the streets of Monaco, you have to think there'll be twists and turns aplenty.
A little bit of a backhanded compliment there from Karun. Changed his tune dramatically from the build-up to qualifying. So I think the grid is almost certainly going to one-stop it tonight. The two-stop is quicker on paper. We certainly have the tyres for it now, after the way we managed qualifying. Now you can see it's 10 seconds quicker than the one-stop. Alright, in terms of fuel, we're going to go with 3 extra laps of fuel. We're going to go super aggressive off the line. And let's see, can we bring home another podium?
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers prepare for the 78 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. This race should be a good chance to see what Valtteri Bottas can manage.
Starting in 20th, the points are a long way off. Can they get a good start here and push for a respectable finish?
And the time has come. Let's go racing. It's time for one of the most exciting races in the world. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Head down.
All right, we have managed to jump Max. Can we hold that position? Is he going to get it back? We're still side by side. Got a chance to jump Russell here. Russell's on the mediums as well. Oscar's held place in 7th. If you just get ahead of Max, I think it's almost certain that Russell and Max are going to one-stop this. Zhou and Tsunoda will probably try the one-stop as well. Max is just going to squeeze us, I think. Still side by side. Wow, the entire lap here, side by side. Into the Raskas. For the inside line at Noakes. Still side by side. We're going to be on the inside line at Sander Vos. Come on, get the power down up the hill. Yes. Mick into 2nd place. Superb start for Mick. He's into peak confidence as well. This is excellent stuff. Right, I don't know if Oscar's going to move up. Russell already almost a second clear, but now we've got the chance to really stretch our legs. Now we're not fighting with Max, and you can see we've almost gapped Max.
bring the pack up.
Yeah.
DRS enabled. Currently P7. So there's Perez ahead on soft. So Leclerc right behind.
Got to keep the pace up with Oscar here. Max is going to haul us back in. We're not going to be able to stay ahead, indefinitely. You need to start thinking about cooling these tyres down. And I want to try and keep the gap comfortable. And the second is about as comfortable as it's going to get here, I think. Keeping an eye on Oscar as well. Let's see, Leclerc behind on mediums, as is Norris. Hamilton, the first of the hard runners. 4 cars running the hard tonight. And Oscar's already dropped off the back. All right, let's start to calm things down now.
Yep. Copy.
Max pushing on, trying to break away from Yuki. We're going to be vulnerable into Sandoval here. Yeah, we've just got no defence against that Red Bull.
Keep your head in the game.
And Leclerc got us as well. Again, no defence against the Red Bull, just too quick. So now we can settle down, start to rebuild the batteries, burn off some of this extra fuel, try and keep the pace up. As always, our quali pace is usually better than our race pace.
Overtake is available. Energy if you need it.
Copy.
No DRS.
Recharge on.
Get ourselves back onto the gearbox of Max. See if we can get Oscar back onto Leclerc as well.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
As well as we qualified, the win is not even in the cards tonight unless we have retirements in front. We just do not have the pace of Russell in that Ferrari or Max in that Red Bull. Arguably, we don't have the pace of Zhou as well. Tsunoda's definitely going to be quick. Perez's Ferrari could be an issue. Leclerc's Red Bull is always going to be an issue as well. I think the absolute dream scenario tonight would be to bring home Mick in 3rd place, which is going to be a tall order, really tall order. But as long as we can get both cars, I don't know, 6th and 7th, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with 6th and 7th. 7th and 8th, I'd probably be happy with that as well. We have got Mick back into range. Same with Oscar. There's Norris and Sainz scrapping side by side behind us there. The important thing for us now is to not overheat these tyres too much. We need to try and stay in range if we can.
Come on.
But we don't want to burn these tyres out. absolutely do not want to drop behind Yuki.
Okay, recharge on.
Something happened to... no, Joe and Perez are fighting side by side. Could get a little bit of drama here. Keep it clean. This is taking the pressure off Yuki. Oscar with a look. Not quite there. Just going to need tyres and battery to get through, I think. And try and make a move on the next lap if you can. Sainz has won that battle with Norris for now.
Comfortable to push.
Looks like Charles is trying to push up onto Zhou. I'd like to try and get ahead of him if I can.
Energy when you want.
I just think he might be pushing a little bit too much for us. Around the outside at Larascas, sorry, at Sandevot, that is brave. That's excellent. I'm going to keep pushing the tyres just a little bit. See if we can get into that 1 second of Zhou so we don't get hit with the same move ourselves on the next lap. Field is tightening back up again. You can see Perez has pushed it up back onto Tsunoda. There we go.
Back off now.
Stroll and Norris going side by side through the hairpin a moment ago. Norris has held off Stroll.
Push a bit more.
Perfect.
No energy bottom of the pack.
Copy.
So you can back off a bit.
Yep, copy.
Right, we're in an excellent position right now. 3rd and 7th. Schumacher just starting to trail a little bit. Give him some battery. Drip feed out our battery, I think, in this race for a while, just to try and make sure that we stay in those DRS zones.
Recharge back on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
There's going to come a point where our soft tyres are going to be slower than the mediums that we're around. have to say, I'm surprised we still have the fastest lap. I would have thought that would have been beaten by now. And Joe's starting to drop back. So there's a chance for Oscar to maybe move up another place again.
Just focus on
squeeze a little bit of battery in without getting dropped. This is yeah, it's a bit too risky. We'll just have to wait, bide our time. Can't afford to lose. Yeah, there we go. Traction like that.
We think we can lean on the tyres more. Copy. Use energy. Copy.
Evening, Anthony. We lost the DRS with Mick.
No energy, no energy.
Front two breaking away again. I'm going to let them go. I'm going to have to burn too much to stay with them. Hopefully I've done enough with Oscar to get back in range of Joe. We don't really have much left to push with. A little bit behind the line. We've got leeway with each set. Of course, the more we use up now, the earlier we have to box with the mediums, which then means the earlier we have to box with the softs. Can't take too much. Oscar looks like he's done just enough to get back in range. Can Mick hold off Yuki here? Can. Having to drive defensively like this is really going to slow us down on this lap. The front two have scampered away from us now. So playing the long game, I could push really hard to try and close back up to the front two, but it would be detrimental in the long run. What I am going to do is just see if I can break Yuki now before the end of the lap. I don't think I can. No, I can't. But I'm probably going to have to defend like this. We've broken away from Perez. Just about.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect
Oscar
the tyre.
coming under pressure from Charles Leclerc. Tyres are definitely starting to let go a little bit. This is a chance for our drivers to show their defensive skills. So Max has dropped off the back of Russell now. Might be under real pressure from Yuki this time. Here he comes. Yeah. Alright, that's disappointing. Haven't given the corner up just yet. He's still got a slight advantage, but he's going to have the inside line through Casino. Oscar still holding Leclerc back. That's good, both for Oscar and for Mick. And Schumacher does hold off Tsunoda. Beautiful stuff from Mick there. Perez can start to apply a little bit of pressure to Yuki, give us a little bit of breathing room. And Yuki might well get us this time. We get the better launch out of Sandbot.
Let's get back on it.
I think he's just far enough ahead this time to make that move stick. Yeah, Oscar's not given up completely. Has a look down the inside. And Leclerc has just jumped Oscar. That's been a move that's been coming for a while. And Yuki's got through. Our tyres are below 60%, so not overly surprised that that's happened now. The mediums are definitely becoming quicker than the softs at this point, I think. Or certainly quicker than our softs anyway. So now the objective is to stay as close as we can for as long as we can, get pulled along at that quicker pace. Ready for when we go for our undercuts and jump onto those mediums. Have a look at where we might drop out based on where we are right now. We're looking to box in about 5 laps ish. So Mick is going to drop out somewhere behind Alonso. Piastri somewhere around Gasly. Quite lapping quick enough at the moment. Schumacher's doing fine. Oscar is starting to slip a little bit. About the same time as Sainz, although Sainz looks to be closing us down this lap. I don't know if that's because he's pushing or we're just slow at the moment with Oscar. Schumacher tucked up nicely here. Not going to try and put him into harvest mode to build that battery up, because we will get jumped by Perez if we do that, and we'll drop off the back of Yuki. So we're just going to let him drip feed that battery back up. Like Yuki's trying to start a push.
Alright, ready, push, push.
Yeah, it was a slow lap from Oscar last lap, a 1:15.4. Try leaving the tyres up a little bit now. Need to start just stretching that gap a little bit to the cars behind us, so we've got a comfortable window to drop into. Schumacher's currently about to drop into that mess of Hamilton, Magnussen, Alonso. We want him ahead of that if we can. If that means burning his battery to get him there, then so be it. Got to hold back Perez first. Oscar is still somewhere around Gasly. Isn't working out for him. He'll have to burn his battery, I think, which I really didn't want to do.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
There we go, position defended.
Okay, it's recharge on.
Copy.
Another slow lap for Oscar. Just seems a little off the pace for whatever reason. Confidence has dropped back down to starting level. Mix is still high because he's still having to defend. Gonna have to burn Oscar's battery.
Use energy. Copy.
Let's burn what's left of Mix as well, just to make sure that these gaps are going to be what they need to be.
Good to push.
Copy.
Quite quick enough to get ahead of Albon with Oscar. Mick is not quite quick enough to get ahead of Hamilton and Ocon. Needs to be a strong lap here.
Let's go recharge on.
Copy.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
So we're going to box Schumacher on the next lap.
Now, please, box now.
Going to box Oscar on this lap.
Copy. Box is done.
Box, box.
Copy. Box.
And Gasly's in. So Gasly's not going to be a threat. Have we done enough to stay ahead of Albon, though? That's the question. It's about 20 seconds. That's about what we need. We need somewhere around 19, 20 seconds. It's going to be very tight against Albon. Schumacher has now got the gap up to 20 seconds to Alonso. He's probably going to come out right behind Hamilton and Ocon when he boxes. Gasly's gone for another set of softs. He's going to try and go soft, medium by the look of it. And I'll save my softs for the end.
Oh, look at that.
Copy.
Alonso and Stroll both boxing at the same time. That's brave.
Cars coming out.
But they've timed it well. Clean stops for both cars there. Mediums for Stroll, softs for Alonso. So hopefully Alonso's going to get held up behind his teammate. We did not get out in front of Albon, but we came out right behind him. Which is where I thought we would be.
Yep.
We did get clear of Giovinazzi. Got to get these tyres up to temperature. Almost out of spare fuel now. Nick about to dive into the pits. Push those tyres about as much as they can go.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Yeah, copy. Copy, pit entry.
Understood.
Oh, nice. 2.3 dead. I thought we were going to get a 2.2 for a second then. That's a good stop. And we're going to come out right behind Ocon and Hamilton, but ahead of Magnussen. So hopefully we're not going to get held up here with our drivers. Hopefully they'll be able to punch their way through. We'll put Oscar into harvest mode for a lap.
Bring the pack up.
Yep, copy.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
And nature is calling. I have to go and answer. So I'm going to pause for a couple of minutes. I shall be back very shortly. All right. So, first order of business, getting Oscar past Albon. Seitz dives into the pits.
Use energy.
Yep.
Comfortably through. 3 seconds to Magnussen.
Lovely stuff.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And Seitz comes out in a real gaggle of traffic. Aston are nowhere. I'm really surprised to see them struggling so much here.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
And we're on the back of Magnussen
Yep.
already.
No energy, bottom.
No battery left.
Copy.
Push the tyres.
Yep.
Can we get him up the hill?
Use energy.
Yep.
No, we can't.
Need to
So we're
focus
just going to
on
tuck
getting
in
the pack up.
behind.
Copy.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Yep.
Closing that gap now to Ocon and Hamilton.
Push a bit more.
Copy.
No saving required.
Copy.
We can just focus on charging a pack.
Yep.
Dropped off way more than I
So
expected
let's
to
lean on
there.
these tyres.
Copy.
Oh, we've actually left ourselves a little vulnerable again. New fastest lap for Seitz.
Slow down.
Yep. Copy.
And now we've got 3 cars in front to fight through. We've got Ocon, Hamilton and now Norris.
Let's get close.
See if we can get up to Ocon. He's going to be boxing soon. Maybe this lap actually. He does. He boxes this lap, but we should have got the DRS off the back of him, I think. Yes, we did. Excellent stuff.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Copy.
Get your head down, you can do this, come on. You've got energy.
Copy. Sweet.
Good job. You're currently P10.
Excellent stuff. Right, Oscar is through back up into 10th place. Hamilton up next on those harder tyres. Perez boxes. He went a long way on those softs. Is he going to try and one stop? He's gone hard tyres, so I think he is. I think he's going for the one stop. Not close enough to make the move.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
Got to get out in front.
You can use energy.
That was close. Had to get that done. That would have been a disaster if he got stuck behind Perez.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Got more pace than both of these two in front. Need to start punching our way through. There we go. We're past Hamilton. Both of our drivers into peak confidence now. Perez is going to be hassling Piastri.
Recharge on.
He's going to be pushing those brand new tyres very hard. Keep an eye on that, make sure he doesn't get overtaken.
Use energy now.
Copy.
Let's pick our pace up, let's go.
ERS disabled, ERS disabled.
Norris. Bastard.
Okay, recharge on.
We need to focus on the energy now.
And there's Russell boxing from the lead, and Yuki right behind him as well. Hard tyres. And hard tyres, and both stops look pretty clean. Need to get past Norris here.
No more ERS.
No energy.
There we go, move done. Come on, hold him off. Excellent driving there from Oscar. Holding back Perez.
Lift and coast 12.
Okay, recharge on.
But it does look increasingly like the vast majority of the grid is going to one-stop this race. There's Max boxing from the lead. This will almost certainly be for a set of hearts. It is. So the real test is going to be how fast we are when we get onto those new soft tyres later in the race. If we get a safety car as well to close the field up, that would be ideal. Last thing we want now is a red flag later in the race, because everyone will change. But if it's a safety car, odds are most will not, and then we'll have a significant tyre advantage and targets right in front of us. It's definitely going to be the lower end of the points for Oscar tonight. Just hasn't had that bit of pace for whatever reason tonight. I'm not quite sure what it is. He's just looked a step slow. Mick's had decent pace. Yeah, we are definitely seeing the usual trend of being slower in the race than we are in qualifying. With the way the confidence system works, that's pretty much an inevitability, as Zhou boxes from the lead. So this will be for a set of hard tyres. Schumacher must get in front of Zhou here, and it would be ideal for Piastri to do so as well. It's not a fast stop, it's clean. Oscar's gone through. Ideally, I'd like Sainz to get through here. And he does. Excellent. Sainz is two stopping. So that puts another car between us and Zhou. We want Zhou to be slow for as long as possible. Schumacher's now dropped Norris. See Perez kicking on at 1 minute 12. It's just way faster than we can do right now without, pushing really hard. We're going to keep our own pace going. See what we can do. Charles Leclerc now in from the lead. And a clean stop. Mick is through. Piastri is through. Again, that was important. And it looks like Zhou is going to get past as well. Yes, he does. So that neutralises the Red Bull a little bit. Perez starting to lose a bit of time against Oscar. Oscar starting to close him back down again. That's because Perez has been held up by Hamilton. Hamilton yet to stop. He might really stretch those hard tyres that he's on right now and go for softs, or he might play a little safer and go for the mediums. Let's check. It's on 44%. Norris is still yet to stop. Wow. Tell me Norris is going to try and take those mediums all the way to a set of soft. That would be brave.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Hamilton now catching the back of Norris as well. Norris's tyres really starting to give up. 34%. Might box this lap, might go another lap or two. This is why I'm putting battery in the car. Sainz is reeling us in now really quickly. So we need to have something to fight with. How you doing, Derek?
focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
Norris boxes. Okay, that frees up Sainz to have Perez to have a crack at Hamilton on the next lap. Hamilton will have DRS this lap. Hard tyres for Norris. Where's he going to drop out? It'd be nice if he drops out in the middle of that gaggle of cars. There goes Magnussen. Here comes Alonso and Stroll. Porsche going to get him? I don't think so. There's Porsche. Bottas right behind him. Might get him up the hill. He gets a clean line. I think Norris has done enough. And Sainz now almost in DRS range. We really do need to try and punch our way past Hamilton now. Evening, John.
Use energy.
Yeah.
Glance away to say hello to the chat, and all of a sudden Sainz is a second closer to us and right on our gearbox. Can we go around the outside of Hamilton, up the inside at Casino? Yes, we can. Excellent stuff. Needed to get that move done. Still side by side. They're kind of boxing in a little bit here.
Lovely stuff.
There we go. That was a timely overtake. Had to get that move done there.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Season's starting to get exciting. It is. We're starting to challenge on a more consistent basis. Make sure we don't get dropped by Perez, if at all possible. We still don't have Ferrari pace. We certainly don't have Red Bull pace, considering that they're still running old engines at the moment. When they put new engines in, probably next race at Barcelona, they are going to be brutally fast. They make a mockery of our pace. We're down a little bit still to McLaren as well in terms of pace, I think. Sainz has now got past his teammate. Hamilton's going to have to box soon. And we're playing spoiler to Zhou now. And Leclerc, so that's excellent news for us. Sainz immediately back into our DRS. Slight advantage on tyres over him. Zhou and Hamilton side by side into centre bot. Zhou's just going to power past him up the hill. There we go. Now we need him to hold up Leclerc for as long as possible. Zhou's car is really quick. Scary quick. Upgrades are coming to compensate for that. Well, no, not really. I mean, we're running the new chassis on Oscar. It's given him minimal improvements to the car. And I think we've got, was it an underfloor that we've got going through at the moment as well? That's probably not going to drop until we get to Montreal. We might, if we're lucky, get the other chassis for Barcelona from Nick.
push on the tyres.
Need to keep sight between us and Joe.
Use energy. We can just focus on charging the pack. So take it easy in the fast corners.
Schumacher just doing his thing. Keeping around 4th place at the moment. Perez is going to catch him and pass him at some point. We are going to be quick when we put on those softs. I just don't know if we're going to be quick enough. Let's see. We need a window of around 19-20 seconds. So at the moment, we are on target to get out just in front of Magnussen. So Mick will rejoin in 10th place. 9th place actually, because Oscar's in the pit as well. Possibly 8th, because Sykes also on a 2-stop with us. There's Hamilton finally boxing. Let's see, where's Hamilton going to feed out? Magnussen's in as well. So, medium tyres for Hamilton. He's not stretched it long enough for the softs. It's a bad stop for Magnussen. That took Magnussen out of the equation when it comes to the pit stops. It's a really bad stop. Sainz got through. It's frustrating. But Sainz does seem to be a little quicker than Oscar, so if we can stay with him, we'll try and jump him later. Confidence is still high. Perez now all over the back of Schumacher. He's probably going to get him here. Yeah, he's just going to jump him straight into Sandoval. Look, no real defence against that Ferrari. Yeah, we're just going to run our own race. Try not to burn out the tyres. If we can stay with Perez,
Let's keep going.
and get a nice little extra bit of lap time, that would be nice, but not deal breaking. So back to where I was thinking, yeah. So Mick 18 seconds, so we're going to come out somewhere around Stroll as things stand right now. Stroll is yet to box, so the target is to try and get out close to Norris. We want to be definitely out ahead of Ocon if we can. Oscar is going to come out somewhere around Ocon, between Ocon and Gasly, maybe. Gasly yet to stop, so we're looking at Valtteri. Valtteri yet to stop, so as long as we can get out in front of Hamilton, that makes things easier for Oscar.
Lean on the tyres as much as you can.
Yeah.
Overtaking is
The
available.
boys just stretch their legs for a lap. Cannot let Oscar drop down his positions even more. Alonso boxes. So this will be for a set of mediums. And that's Bottas is pit crew out as well. Decent stop for Alonso. Fresh set of mediums for Valtteri. Clean but slow.
We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
I think we might have just done enough with Oscar to get back in the DRS there. No, we missed it. And Joe just got it. Right, it's going to put us under pressure for another lap.
Recharge on, please.
Mick almost onto the back of Perez again. Just trying to get a little bit of breathing room to Sainz. Tyre wear looking okay. Let's see, we're due to stop lap 54. Too long to stay at this pace setting, and we can't keep up with Sainz, so I'm going to have to drop the tyres back down with Oscar.
Back off now.
Copy.
Hopefully he can stay ahead of Joe. I'm going to go one more lap with Mick, because Sainz is still threatening, although he's burning his tyres really hard to do so. Joe at bay for another lap so far. Excellent stuff. Good defending, Oscar. He's going to have some really good defensive stats at the end of this Grand Prix. New fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton, a 1:10.6.
Look after these tyres.
Copy.
It's just a little bit too much to try and get back onto Perez, so we're just going to have to try and hold Sainz back as long as we can. I wonder. Oh no, I used up the other mediums, didn't I? I forgot about that. Used them in quali. So it's softs or nothing then. The hards, there's no point putting the hards on. Both drivers in full-on defensive mode right now. Keeping the other cars behind us. And Yuki's right up there, fighting for a podium look. He's only a second off the back of Max, and they're a long way ahead of Perez. And they're all on tyres to the end as well. Perez is, Sainz is going for it. He's got us. Ah, that's a shame. All right, let's try and get some battery in the car. I think Sainz is boxing very, very soon.
Copy.
His tyres are significantly worse than ours now. Let's just make sure we stay with him while we're charging up.
Okay, push. Let's go.
Oscar still holding back Joe, who's on significantly fresher hard tyres. Oscar doing an excellent job.
Recharge on.
Understood.
Sainz is absolutely flying right now. He's trying to put in a really strong couple of laps before he boxes. Would like to retake that position before he boxes if we can.
Is available.
Copy.
Had to help out a little bit there, but again, holding him back.
Back off now.
Copy.
That Sainz is absolutely flying. Look at that. He did a 1:11.8. The only person faster than him was Russell. Blisteringly quick lap.
Tyre conditions good, we can push a bit more.
Yep.
More lift and coast, please, in each zone.
Get to the point where Oscar's just not going to be able to keep Joe back, I think. Hopefully he can. These tyres have almost given up.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Copy.
And that's so it's into the pits. And he opened nearly 4 seconds over Schumacher in the end there. He really went for it.
Bring the pack up.
Copy.
Use energy.
Copy.
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
Copy.
So Sainz has gone mediums and he got overtaken by Norris. That's ominous for where Schumacher's going to feed out.
Alright, let's push.
Copy. Crack on.
Copy.
Try and just squeeze a little bit more out of these tyres before we do box. Box Oscar this lap. Mick on the next lap.
We can just focus on charging the pack.
Copy.
Lift and coast required.
Copy.
There's Giovinazzi into the pits.
Look after front tyres.
Copy. Oscar built him.
Yeah, where are we going to feed out here?
Let's box this lap, please.
Let's pit box out.
Not a good stop. Problem on the left rear there. Going to come out behind Hamilton.
Caution one on exit. We need to focus on the energy now.
Copy.
All right, so it's going to be very close with Mick. He might just make it out in front of Hamilton. I don't think he will. I think he's going to come out right behind him.
Okay, mate, let's try and protect the tyre.
Copy. Box.
Okay, copy that.
It's not a great stop, but it's clean.
Okay, maybe close pit exits with
It's going to be very close. Can we get out in 9th place here, ahead of Ocon and Hamilton? It's going to be so tight. Not quite. Not quite. I'll take that, though.
Energy is available.
Yeah.
Back on.
Yep.
Everyone in front should be going to the end. In fact, everyone on track should be going to the end now. There shouldn't be any more pit stops unless there's a mistake somewhere from someone.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
Okay, mate, let's keep looking after these tyres.
Copy.
Okay, deployment should be good.
Yeah.
Keep looking after these tyres.
Yep.
Alright, let's try and pick up Ocon. Then we can go after Hamilton, and then we can try and hunt down the cars in front, try and fight our way back up. Podium's probably gone unless we do get a safety car. Try and break this DRS toe that we're stuck behind at the moment now.
Okay, mate, and let's cool the car.
Copy.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please.
Okay,
This is
copy.
the downside of the two-stop strategy, is just not being able to get
recharge on,
through
please.
when you need to.
Copy.
But we are definitely on for points tonight with both cars. It's just a question of how many.
Keep the pressure on.
There we go.
Copy.
Just going to keep the pressure on.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Copy.
Just think about looking after this tyre where we need to.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on.
Copy.
And you are free to use the energy when you want.
Yep.
DRS disabled, DRS disabled.
Understood.
And we're through.
Okay, so let's look
And
after
so
the
is
tyres.
Oscar. Both drivers now back into peak confidence. See if we can drop
Let's
Lewis.
push, come on.
Make it easier for Oscar to get him on the next lap.
We need to push up, please.
A 1:10.1, comfortably through.
Let's look after these tyres. Bit of lift and coast where you can.
And we've got both drivers in the points, and we should have secured the fastest lap now as well. Half a second quicker than Hamilton's previous effort. And Schumacher's already caught the back of Norris. Another 4 seconds to Sainz.
And recharge on, recharge on.
There was Sainz actually. We set up for a really nice grandstand finish here. Things staying like they are, I think the absolute best we're going to get is probably Zhou. I don't think we've got enough pace to catch Perez.
Recharge on. Lift and coast is required for temperature.
Do some left and coast.
But I think more realistically, well, no, maybe Zhou is where we can go. We've got another 15 laps to go after this one. It's not going to rain. There's no threat of rain at all.
So a recharge off.
Come on.
Gone in this time. There we go.
Recharge on.
So 5 seconds to Sainz. Leclerc 2 seconds
Charge,
further
that's
ahead. And then another 6 seconds or another 5 seconds to Zhou. Those are all achievable targets. Perez might be a little bit too far.
No saving required. Use energy. We can push more.
No lift and coast required.
Left it a little too late with Oscar. Not going to get the DRS. Haven't got quite enough raw pace, especially with Norris getting that DRS this lap. So we'll just have to wait another lap
Need to focus on getting the pack up.
to get Oscar through. Make sure he's in prime position this time round.
Okay, we need lift and coast, please.
Push the tyres now. You've got energy.
Straight up the inside. Beautiful stuff. So Sainz did a 1:11.6. That must be a push lap.
Bring the pack up.
Oh, he's on mediums. So yeah, I forgot Sainz was on mediums. That complicates things a little bit. Sainz is closing on Leclerc. See, Leclerc's doing 1:12.5s. 1:12.7 for Zhou. 1:13.2 for Perez. Did he have a look at traffic? I don't think he did. Well, maybe he did. There is a... I think it's Giovinazzi, you know, lurking in that pack in front of us.
We can just focus on charging the pack. So take it easy.
Need to defend that.
No pressure.
Perez into Larascas now. See what he does across the line. He's going to stay in the 113s. It's maybe a possibility.
Keep your pace up.
Zeros are not quick enough. Really. Need a little bit more than that. That's why I put the tyres up.
Good. Focus on bringing the pack back up.
Leclerc's on the back of Joe now. Sainz very close to the pair of them.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Well, 1:10.8, that's a quick lap. Yeah, Sainz is pushing hard right now. I don't know if that's in response to us or he just smells an opportunity to try and get past Leclerc and Joe. And Perez is only 3 seconds ahead of the pair of them now, so it's a little bit of a stretch, but could we get fourth? I am probably going to unleash Piastri at some point. Simply because he's got more battery, a little bit more fuel. 10 laps to go. I can't keep the tyre push this high for too long, or else we're not going to have any real rubber to fight with when we get onto the back of them. I do need just that little bit more pace.
Back off. We need to focus on the energy now.
11.8, second a lap faster than Joe. He's about 7.5 seconds ahead of us. Yeah, I think Perez is just going to be a step too far.
Okay, energy's good.
Perez still in the 113s. It's going to get very, very crowded here. He responds a little bit, a 112.7. Second a lap faster again. Now, you can see just how tight it is on the mini-map in front of us.
Overtake is available.
Let's get that gap closed right down as quick as we can. Overtake while we've got the grip, if we can.
You're good to push on tyres.
New personal best in the middle sector. 2 seconds faster than Perez on that lap. Gap now under 4 seconds.
No more lift and coast required. We will be swapping cars.
Oh, that could have gone better.
Save fuel.
Thought he was going to get him on the straight. Probably should have put Schumacher into harvest just to help speed that up. We've got Piastri almost there now. And that's Piastri now out of battery.
No energy.
Perez is too far ahead. I don't have the pace. He's upped his. 1:11.5. Sainz is going to be the sticking point. We've got to break Sainz, and then we should be able to punch our way through the others, but it's getting past Sainz. It's going to be the tricky bit.
Need to lift where you can.
Copy. 6 laps to go.
6 to go.
Zhou now putting in a slow lap. There's Perez. There's the group that we're chasing. It's going to be a real barnstormer of a finish.
Five to go.
Recharge on, please. Recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Not quite close enough. Starting to get hit with the dirty air. Just snuck into the DRS zone.
4 to go.
I think we're going to run out of laps here. There's just too many cars in front in close succession like this. Sights all over Leclerc. He's desperate to try and find a way through because we are here.
Alright, ready, push.
Copy.
He's going to be the problem. If we can't get past Sainz, we're stuck. Got to try everything
No
I've
saving
got.
required.
Copy.
Use energy.
Copy.
So 3 to go.
Yeah.
Go on, Oscar. Stick the move. Stick the move.
Let's go recharge on, please, recharge on.
Excellent stuff. He stuck it. Right. I've got no battery.
Need to focus on getting the pack up. Big lift now.
Let's immediately put him under pressure from Schumacher. We can't quite pull the same move off.
Bring the pack up.
Try and get Leclerc here on the run down to the chicane.
Use energy now.
He's got us blocked.
Focus on bringing the pack back up.
No lift and coast required from our side.
But we've put the Piastri under, Leclerc under a lot of pressure, which means he's dropped off the back of Zhou, so we should be able to get our way through here.
You can use energy. No energy.
DRS disabled. DRS disabled.
Out of battery. Come on, Mick.
Last lap.
Slightly bigger lift and coast in all areas, please.
Come on, Mick. You can stick the move. Stick the move. Oh, it's so tight. Come on. You got this.
Russell wins it! First over the line!
Yeah, he hasn't got it. Oh, that sucks. But 7th and 9th, I'm happy with that. We couldn't quite get both in the top 8. That would have been really nice. But we did get the fastest lap. Oscar's going to pick up an extra
Let's check his flag.
7 points tonight, an extra 2 points for Mick.
Thanks for trying.
That was awesome.
Okay, buddy, that's the checkered flag.
Okay, so we finish up P9. P9.
Happy with that.
Big points for McLaren, big points for Williams. but no points for Aston Martin. And only 2 points for McLaren. This is really going to shake things up in the Constructors' title.
Now, wasn't it an excellent showing from Oscar Piastri?
It's safe to say they exceeded all expectations. A finish in the points, and my goodness, it is very well deserved.
Oh, that's a wonderful scene. The team getting their first chance to congratulate their driver on a job well done. And right now, it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
And that's another win for George, who's staking a claim for the title.
And the team feeling confident.
It's 3 wins now. The only driver to have more than 1 win.
Always a special occasion here in the incomparable Monte Carlo. They'll be pushing the boat out here tonight, no doubt. And down there in the Alpha Tauri garage, Karun, what would they be making of that race, do you think?
It was a really strong outcome for them today, with both drivers performing well, capping off a good weekend.
And thank you everyone for joining us this weekend here in Monaco.
Formula One will be back to Europe for the next round, on the shores of the Mediterranean, with some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
And that will be a rough race for us, I think, just simply because of tyres. Right, let's have a look then. George getting win number 3. Yuki Tsunoda getting 2nd place. Max dropping down to 3rd, but staying on the podium ahead of Perez. A strong weekend for Ferrari. Zhou dropping down 1 place, finishing in 5th. Another good outing for him. Leclerc gaining 3 places from a poor start in qualifying to get 6th place. Oscar holds position and finishes in 7th. Mick, unfortunately, down 6 places, but that was pretty much inevitable. We just don't have sustained pace right now. We're very, very quick on a 1 lap, not quite so quick in extended pace, but still a strong fight back from both drivers on their final stint there to get both into the points. 9 more points for us tonight, and it's Norris who tops off the top 10 with the last of the points. Missing out is Hamilton and Alonso. Both had poor qualifyings. Decent race for Valtteri, starting from the back, up 4 places, finishing in 16th, but a lap down. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship. So, Max continues to hold the lead, but George jumps into 2nd place now, ahead of Charles Leclerc by 5 points, and is now just 19 points behind Max. They see 3 wins and a podium so far for George, against 1 win and 6 podiums for Max. Ferrari starting to come good. Good points for Perez, keeps him in 4th place. Strong points for Yuki Tsunoda, keeps him way ahead of Oscar. They see Zhou jumping up 2 places ahead of Norris and Hamilton, onto 33 points. Mick with just 2 points does close the gap back to Lewis a little bit, and is ahead of Sainz on position only, given they are tied there. Alonso dropping down another place. Still no more. Another race without points for Fernando and Stroll as well. Another race without points for Alpine. They're starting to struggle a little bit. Albon, there you can see no points for him, but his car falling apart. We could well see some improvement in pace from Alpine at the next Grand Prix as well. And it's just the 2 Haas drivers who are yet to score. Let's take a look at the Constructors' Championship. Things are going to get moved around a little bit here, I think. Red Bull top with 232. Ferrari closed the gap by 14 points. They're on 181. They are now 51 points behind. McLaren with 19 points in 3rd, stretched their lead over us. They're 25 points ahead now. We pull out another 5 points over Mercedes. Williams jump above Aston Martin, and they are now 6 points clear and 13 behind Mercedes. No points for Alpine again. No points for Alfa Romeo. Haas still yet to score. Let's see how we did with the pit stops. We got the quickest stop with Mick Schumacher, 2.3 dead, ahead of Ferrari, then Alpine, Red Bull, Aston Martin and Mercedes. Then Oscar's there as well, so we end up with 31 points tonight. We've outscored everybody. Let's see what that's done to the competition standings. We actually moved top over Red Bull by 3 points. We're back at the top, baby. Good. Decent points for Ferrari, but they are still a long way off, as you can see. Alpine picking up some decent points. Mercedes, a few points there. McLaren, not too bad. Big points for Aston Martin, as you can see. 11 points for them tonight. Jumps them up above Williams, but a long way off. And there are the stops. A 2.3 was Schumacher's first stop, and then Oscar's best, a 2.6. Had that stuck wheel nut there on the left rear on his second stop, but only lost about a second, which wasn't too bad. That would have been a 2.3 second stop. That would have been good enough for second had we not had that issue. Let's take a look at our driver report cards. 9 successful overtakes, 12 failed for Mick. 8 successful defences, 7 failed. Let's see how Oscar did. 8 and 8 in the overtakes, 15 and 5 in defence. Good defensive afternoon for Oscar. And as far as the sponsors go, we got all of our incentives done there. We got 1 car into Q3, got whatever the finish position was. I forget what it was. I think it might have been just 1 in the top 8, I'm not sure. And then the quali position streak, we also completed that as well. That's a nice big chunk of change there, 682,000. And then for the guarantees, we got the fastest lap. We got both cars into Q2, and we got both in the top 12. So, yeah, nice. Just under 4.2 million added tonight. And there we go. We've got 4 days till Barcelona. Will we get the extra chassis in time? I'm not too sure about that. We have got to replace the side pods and the rear wing on Mick's car. Let's get that done now. There we go. Let's have a look. Chassis is 2 days away. So yes, we will get that underfloor on the car just in time for Mick there. And there you can see we're just a day away from getting another spare front wing as well. In terms of projects, nothing changes until after Barcelona, in that gap between Barca and Canada. Let's take a look at the board. Still low confidence. Only satisfied. Wow. That's harsh. I thought we did well. That's very harsh. They're obviously expecting miracles this year. Boardroom is at its maximum race confidence gain as well, so it's not like we can improve things there. Oh, this could be a tough season to hang on if they're only satisfied with 7th and 9th like that and not happy. I didn't expect delighted. I thought we might get a happy. Nope, apparently not. Factory is going to break soon. That is not ideal. How much is it going to cost to upgrade the factory? 11 mil. Too expensive. It won't show us the refurb cost yet. Everything there's under control. Everything here is fine. Helipad is wearing out a little bit. We're going to need to refurb that in a race or two. Tour sensor's fine. We just got that up to spec again last night. Yeah, can't do anything about spare parts. We've got stuff in production. Ooh, we're going to have a wet race. Now that makes things interesting, because normally tyres are really an issue for us at Barcelona, especially with drivers with lower level smoothness ratings. But that could play into our favour. We could qualify well, and then depending on what the weather's going to do on the race on the Sunday, we might actually be in for a decent position again. Will be interesting to see. Let's take a quick look, and you can see a real mixture of corners there. A couple of low-speed corners, quite a few medium speed, quite a few high speed. Obviously a long flat-out section there. Be interesting to see if any teams do bring upgrades. I'm expecting to see a lot of cars changing their power units for Barcelona, so that could be problematic. There's not really going to be a lot of DRS available in the race, potentially. We might have some. That's moderate rain, I think, or light rain, so we could well see a bit of dry running, a bit of wet running. It might be the whole race is damp. Just have to wait and see, I suppose. That is tomorrow night's race. We are going to call it a night here. Let's just take a quick look at the F2 podium first of all. Again, no good result for Donna. Where did she finish up? Let's see, in the sprints. Oh, all the way down in 13th. What about the race? She did okay in the race, gaining a few places, up to 12th. But yeah, not a good race for Donna last night. Jack Crawford making a bit of a name for himself there, as is Ollie. You can see Trident with a very, very strong weekend, first and second. Crawford also getting 8th place in the sprint as well, and Behrman 5th. So yeah, strong weekend for Trident. Alright, let's call it a night there. We'll be back the usual time tomorrow of 8 PM, unless I fall asleep again. We'll see. Touch wood, I'll be on time tomorrow night. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, please drop a like, consider sharing, and I will be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.